Hello everyone and welcome back to another book review. Today I am going to be reviewing Wild Africa by Alex Bernasconi. This is what the cover looks like, and this is a photography collection that I got out of my library and I really enjoyed, so I want to share my thoughts and opinions with you. As you can see, it is quite a bit bigger of a book. This is what I would class in the category of coffee table books, where it's just something big and impractical. You're obviously not going to read in bed with this open like this as you made another book, but it's something that you have and you lay out and then you can browse through occasionally. It is, as I've also mentioned, a photography collection. So primarily this book is not text, but it is photographs, and the photographer is Alex Bernasconi. I was not familiar with the photographer before getting this work out, but I did enjoy his work and I really liked the topic, and that's what intrigued me when I saw this book in my library catalog. So I checked it out and I wound up enjoying the author's or the photographer's work a lot, so I would definitely look at more photography collections from Alex Bernasconi in the future. First, I want to talk about the breakdown of this book, but I'm going to set it down for a moment because I want to give my arms a bit of a rest. The book is set up to primarily be looked at through the photos. So primarily you're going to be getting this book to look at the photography of Bernasconi and not necessarily to read a lot of text about the photographs in question. I don't know if the author or the photographer has other works that maybe discuss his philosophy on photography or some adventures he has when doing photography, but this book is just primarily a collection of his works. There is a section at the beginning where there is a little bit of a brief text about the author, his work, his opinions, why he enjoys working in the continent of Africa. So he does have that section at the very beginning, but it is really quite simple, only 2 or 3 pages at most to read, and it's not a lot. And then you get into the photograph section, and the photograph section we'll return to in a little bit. That is the vast majority of this book. There's several hundred pages, I want to say, in this, and is primarily just full page photography. So no text, not even captions. The captions are in a separate part of the book, but just photographs. And many of them are these 2 pages, so you have to open both pages to get a full view. There are also some fold out sections where you have to literally fold out additional pages. They're bound in such a way where you can fold them out to get a full view of the photography in question. And then at the very back of the book, there is a caption section. So if you are interested in learning more about each photograph, the captions are not on each page, but they are in this back section, this back caption section. So do keep that in mind. I was wondering as I flipped through this book if there was going to be any captioning at all, or it was just strictly the photography. However, the captions are in the back. I found them when I reached the back. So don't make the same mistake I did. You can just go to the back if you have any questions or want to learn more about the photographs that you are looking at. Something that's mentioned in the first couple pages where there's actually text in this book is the photographer really likes the color of Africa, like the colors that come through when he's photographing in Africa. He likes the vibrant palette that he can work with on that continent. He finds it very enjoyable. And I think color is something that really comes through in the photographs in question. He's clearly a very talented photographer. There's no question about that. The photography is really interesting and enjoyable to look at. I'm no photography critic, but I do enjoy looking at photography, and this is really good. But I think that his use of color or his draw to color is very clear in the photography that he does show. So I'm going to show some here and try to get as much of it in frame as possible while keeping my head out of frame. But the color is really what stands out, at least what stood out to me in all of these photographs. The color is just absolutely amazing, and really the photography is the star of the show in this book. As previously mentioned, there's not a whole lot of text, so it really is all about the photography. And in the photography, I thought that it was very clear that colors kind of ruled the day. This photographer really enjoys colors. He's really good at putting colors in the composition, and even though I do not have an artistic bone in my body, I can tell that he really has a talent for what he is doing. Now, I could sit here all day and show you photographs in this book. It was very enjoyable to look at. My only regret is that I don't own this book. Because I did get it out of my library, I'm going to have to return it. They do want it back, but I think this is the kind of book that's best enjoyed when you own it, because you can return to the photographs again and again instead of a library book where I'm going to have to return it. Of course, I can always get it out of the library later and look through the photographs again, so it's not denied to me. But having a book like this that you can own and that you can look through is really, in my opinion, the way to go, because some things like art and photography, you're going to want to return to multiple times, in my opinion, and not just look at it once and then try to remember it forever and ever. So I think since the photography is the star of the show and it's just such beautiful photography, I would recommend, if you are interested in this, getting a physical copy or checking it out of your library to see if the photography is something that you like, and then purchasing a physical copy so that you can return to the ebook again and again as you would like. So that was Alex Bernasconi's Wild Africa. This was a really fun photography collection. I really enjoyed it. And if you have read this, if you have looked at anything else by this photographer, or if you have any books similar to this that you would like to recommend, please leave it in the comment section below. I love to receive your comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.